Alright, so we're doing the build guide for Kiato. I said I'd do it when he comes out. And well, as you can see, he is on the Canadian version. I got him up to LR. I got his skill page because obviously the paid banner is pretty nice. I gotta say, for future banners, it's going to be very good. So we're going to do the usual checking over skills. Should you dupe him? Skill pages, talent build, gear build. Some teams, and then I mean, I'll do a bit extra in this one. I stopped doing PvP parts, but we'll try it out. I do want to showcase a fun type of team only, but yeah, okay. So let's start off with the skills. I want to start off. Actually, no, we have to start off with skills because if I do this, so Kiato, he is a blue attacker, and he is mainly single target. He's going to do a lot of single target damage. At even level 3, he's at 205%. He has the highest ultimate scaling in the game, and when he has 2 or more buffs active, he gets a guaranteed crit. And for every buff, he attacks after granting 15% accuracy per buff. So guaranteed crit is very nice because it makes it so you don't build with any crit rate, because this is the main hit. And even this, per buff that you have active, gives him 10% crit rate. And then with the skill page, he removes a continuous DLT. And then if he removes it, he gets one of his passive things. So I'll show that later. And then this gives a single target, right? And then if a buff is present, an extra 15%. It's pretty nice, right? Now, what does his passive do? His normal non-dupe passive? It is actually, wait, I do want to talk about something. For some reason, Kohono there's like a united attack, which is like the special animation combos, but Kohono doesn't have it yet, and we don't even have it on JP and KR unless I'm tripping. Let me check it. I have it open right now. No, it's not there. So, bit confused. Anyway, what it does is just gives weapon enhancement up to 50%. If there is a buff, right? If there's a buff, like he gets the 50. If not, just 40%. The scaling is pretty decent, but it's nothing like insane. Anyway, pretty good kit. Damage, you're going to build a mainly attack. But anyway, so passives. This one is basically per buff, you get 5% endurance and damage resistance. And when you have 5 buffs, or basically it implies a buff called Enthralling Dance. And when you have 5 Enthralling Dances, you get a soon-to-be idle buff for 2 turns that gives 30% endurance, damage resistance, and then 50% increased damage dealt. This is an insane passive, the best passive in the game by far. 50% damage dealt plus also 30% endurance and damage resistance is just insane. And this one is going to be giving damage dealt at 2 dupes, and then 8% damage dealt, and then 15% favored damage dealt. So on red units, you're doing an extra 23% damage. This is insane. If you want to dupe him, go ahead, but just know that Julius is coming out, so I don't really recommend it. If anything, go for 2 dupes. At least get his dupe, get his little bit of CC increase. But I don't think you should be going for 5 dupes, even if it's insane. Julius is good. I mean, he won't be coming out soon, but I'd say that it's not the most worth it. He's still going to be crazy without it. Now, this guy's going to be very good in Rage 2, so that's always a good thing. Now, we're going to have to pull up the skill pages. I forgot to open up the thing before. But these are mainly the skill pages that you're going to be wanting to run. Now, what are they? First of all, his is pretty good. What it gives is 40 up to 60% chance of obtaining a 20 to 40% increase in crit damage, which if you get it, it's the best skill page for him. But if you don't, it's just like not even worth it, right? Because it gives him basically nothing. But except for that, this one is for sure the best in terms of how it gives him a guaranteed crit damage increase up to 24%. But if not, you got your 3 main ones of all attack, right? These 3 are always great. And then there's the increased damage one, which it's an SR. So like there's 2 free to play ones in all of this. And then there's 2 you could get right now being Kiatos and then Faunas, and 2 that are limited time. So overall, it's a pretty good bunch of the main ones. I do not recommend, just to like kind of say, I don't recommend running Lich because you don't need crit rate for him. And I don't recommend running solids because you don't need crit rate for him. Again, just to kind of put that out there. I definitely think it's worth mentioning. Now, next up, let's get out of Google, or I should say, I forgot what, Opera. And let's talk about the talent build and then gear build. So, Kiato. Where's Kiato? Alright, so he is going to be he's going to be this is the main thing that I'd say for him. First of all, obviously the crit damage for him is very good because he gets guaranteed crit, and then the increased damage dealt works well. Then obviously just your normal ones, you get the SP plus the damage resistance, which also is ironically enough good for him because he already gets up to 30% damage resistance. Actually, it could be more technically if you have the idle buff plus also the other buffs afterwards, because you could get the idle buff and then also more buffs from the enthralling dance, and then your usual defense and the other one, right? Those are the ones that I would say it's all pretty good. Definitely, this is like the thing I'd go for. Now, as for gear, this is the thing I have on him right now, but just I'll transfer over to KR. Let me get to that. All right, so KR. This is probably one of the best sets. You're gonna mainly want to be running these sets. Bop, 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 and bop. I'd say these are your main 5 that you're gonna be running. You could do a mix of these 3, right? Any of these 5, I mean. The main ones, definitely, I would say go for double crit damage, and then afterwards go for attack, speed, or penetration. But in terms of attack, for me, this is the things that are giving me the most. So, of course, I'm running it. Now, of course, you want to go full attack. You want to be, like, a good Kiato is going to be around 30k attack around. So that's like about what I would say. Nothing too much more. But overall, nothing too bad at all, too. I mean, it's not that hard to build these units, but also this one isn't bad because of the fact. Let me transfer back over. Do I even have it? Do I even have anything? Oh, I do. I could just show it to you very quickly. The fact that it gives 10% crit damage when you use an ultimate. Now, of course, he gets a guaranteed crit on ultimate, so that 10% is very worthwhile, right? I could definitely tell you that it's very worthwhile. Now I want to go into some teams that you should be using with them. Now, his best partner, right, is going to be William. It's going to speed him up and give him attack, which is definitely something. Now, if you want to pair him up with Ghosh, I'd say that's a good one. And then you could do the classic team that I'm going to be showing you with Charlotte, right? That's definitely a good one. But if you want to go for a more tanky team, you could go for something like this. Or right, you could put Valtos instead of Mars. And then go for this type of team. I'd say this works too. And if you want to go William here, then you can. But I'd say Valtos is pretty good. And then you could put William here if you'd rather, right? So there's definitely different ways that you could be building them. But his best partners is William, Noel. Obviously, Noel's good with everyone. Valtos, and then like Charlotte and Ghost, right? Those are like the 5 main ones. Ghost especially because of the fact that if we check Ghost, he's giving a lot of buffs. He's giving a lot of buffs. He's giving 3 buffs here, and then he's giving 2 buffs here, and then he's giving 1 buff here. So it's all very, very good stuff. Now, I wanted to show you guys a team, kind of offer you an idea. I don't really play PvP, so obviously, yeah, well, it's crazy because I'm still top 300. So I wanted to try this team out. I tried it on JP, and sure, my Kiato is not perfectly built, but we're going to be trying a team to, if you want to quickly get through with your day, right? Where would it be? All right, so Ghosh, and then Valtos. Where's Valtos? Or I guess for this team, Valtos would be better, yeah. Okay, but yeah, man, Kiato is very good. Now, my Kiato is very poorly built, but if you get him higher crit damage and everything, I could say he's going to be much, much, much better, especially if you get him higher attack. My Kiato is just very poor, especially because he's not level 100 yet. But we're going to be trying to get that through soon. Now, I do like Kiato. I got to say, especially on KR, he does have his values. Definitely does. I'm currently using them. I haven't tried 7 because I'm kind of a lazy fuck, but on 6 to auto it, it just works very well. With the fact that you're gonna, this is like the teams I run, and like Kiato is just insane with this team because he gets the attack increase from him, all attack from her, so it stacks up, and then he gives the defense lower, so it's or incapacitate. I think it's defense lower though. It has to be defense, right? Yeah, defense lower, 70% too. So overall, all very good. Kiato's an amazing unit. If you guys summon for him, then you're, I mean, hey, you're chilling. I mean, he's very good in PvP too.